Rodman, 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 Rodman,
Woo!
Rodman, Rodman. We are back again with the Fin Out of Water Football Podcast. And it's off-season Monday on a Monday instead of a Wednesday. But hey, whatever. We are
We got
here.
it
We
right
are
this
live.
time.
We are doing this show today. Normally, we do a show on Wednesdays when there's actually something to talk about. But today, we're doing it on Monday because me and Rod are going out of town. We will be in a different country. So we decided, hey, let's get these guys this episode on Monday so we have time to get all the rest of the episodes and clips out throughout the week. So for today's episode, I know you see the title. We are reliving the 2008 Miami Dolphins. It is going to be an ongoing retrospective series that we're doing with pivotal Miami Dolphins seasons going back to the year 2000. Right now, these are basically the seasons that me and Rod were a parent or alive for. So we have like actual analysis and things that we can provide to the conversation. I don't have nothing to offer about the 1972 Dolphins. I'm sorry, I wasn't there. I wasn't born. 17 years before I was born, right? But we're talking about the years that we grew up with, the years that mean something to us personally. And one of the biggest years is obviously that 2008, which is, I think, still the tide or it has the record for the biggest turnaround from one season to the other. So we're going to get to that. But before we get to that, we want to go ahead and talk about Travis Hunter and the decision to make him a full-time QB. I mean, a full-time cornerback. And I got to say, we was right. We was right. We'll get to
It was
that as
better.
well. But
Yeah.
before we get to all of that, we have to get to this, man. So we ain't gonna do none of the pleasantries, man. We getting right into it. We getting right into today's live, man. So first things first, Rod. Discussion. Dianna Russini, the Mike Vrabel scandal. Rod, Rod, Rod. I see you rubbing your hands, man. I'll let you go ahead and take the floor on this one, dog. This is
Well,
crazy.
well, well. Listen, Herbie. When I was looking into this story, because I had seen little flutterings on the internet, but people got to understand something, especially people who are high profile, like the likes of Mike Vrabel and Diana Russini, right? You have to understand that people are always watching.
Yeah,
Somebody is always watching, especially in this day and age where everybody is technically a photographer, right? No offense to real photographers out there, but my point being,
yeah.
there's
Point
a
being,
camera on every phone,
every
right?
phone.
Like, and to put themselves in that position, dog, and it's like the messed up thing about these situations, Herbie, is the fact that even if you guys are innocent, even if there was nothing really extra going on, once there's that sliver of doubt, Herbie, everything you say just sounds, it just, everything looks guilty.
Super
Everything,
guilty.
you know what I
Super
mean?
guilty.
It's just hard to argue, Herbie. And then you look at the witch hunts they've made for other high profile coaches in various sports, right? I've heard people bring up Ime Udoka. There's all kinds of stuff going on, right? But they haven't really been going hard at Vrabel. And New England, Herbie, they were just in the Super Bowl. They're not trying to get no drama right now.
So see, here's the thing about everything. Like, this is what I really hate. I'm just gonna put like this, based off of what's going on in the country right now. We are surrounded by idiots. Like, we're surrounded by idiots. There's people who don't understand false equivalencies. Ime Udoka got fired because he lost his goddamn mind. There's a huge difference. There's nobody that was stalking their side piece in this situation. That's
Right.
not what happened. It's not literally not comparable. But people are so determined to make a comparison that cannot be compared. Mike Vrabel is not really getting that much heat because ethically he didn't do wrong, even if you believe the allegations. That's just the
Right.
nature of the beast. Like, is he a piece of POS? Yeah. Is he doing something wrong outside of his relationship to the person that he married, allegedly? Yeah. But, yeah, he's just cheating, allegedly, right? the the person that needs to get all the smoke is the person that's getting all the smoke. And that's Dianna Russini. Now, when it comes to Dianna Russini and all of this, right? Like, first things first, we don't care. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna speak for myself, but I do believe we're aligned. We don't give a crap. I don't give a damn what they do, how how many times Mike Vrabel allegedly broke her back in that weekend, bro? Man, go to town, bro. I don't care. They ain't got nothing to
None
do
of
with
my
me. None of
business.
my business. However, Dianna Russini is a reporter. And I'll be frank, and this is somebody I truly, truly respect in Dianna Russini. I've been listening to Dianna Russini for years. I truly believe that she is excellent at her job, which makes this all the worse. If this was somebody who was not really respected in that business, who didn't really have to really get it out of the mud, as a female reporter reporting on the NFL, a very male dominated sport, a very male dominated space, especially when she decided to get into reporting when the barriers were significantly harder for women. This is absolutely just, I can't say devastating because you put yourself in that position allegedly. Even if y'all weren't doing anything, nobody cares. And it's like there's no way this was worth it.
Nope.
There's no way.
Herbie, that's the problem with these guys, right? Like, Herbie, when you are a high profile person, you have to have the awareness to understand that no matter what, no matter anybody can make anything look terrible, right? With the right context. So if you put yourself in a position, even if it's not the case, if you put
It's
yourself in
which
that,
is obviously the case. Like we just
of
listen.
course,
Let's cut the bull
of
crap. Like
course.
that's the funniest part about this. Is it's obvious. Like it's obvious.
Even the way that they're defending themselves, Herbie, is like typical, just like, oh, y'all did it. You know what I
So
mean? Like you feel it.
so here's the funny thing about this story, right? I thought it was gonna blow over. I was like, all right, whatever. Hey, we missed the boat because it happened when we decided, like when we decide we were gonna do an episode last week. It happened. I'm like, dang, something would happen. You feel me? Afterwards, I thought it was gonna be a 2 or 3 day story. It's only getting worse 6 days later. It's
Yep.
only getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And now that there's been more reporting into the situation, like down to the hotel that they were at. The hotel that they were at is specifically designed for you and your boo. This is not no
It's a
regular
couples
hotel.
hotel.
It's
Yep.
a couple's hotel.
Herbito, was it me or you? I can't hear you. Oh, I can't hear you still, my boy. Make sure it's not me. Make sure it's not. Nah, I can't hear you, man.
What about now?
Got you. There you
All
go.
right, let me check right here. Can you hear me?
Yep. You back on. You back on the mic.
Perfect. All right, my bad. My bad about that. I don't know what happened. So, this is a couple's hotel. Like, it's designed for couples. So, down to the picture that they were at, it's literally on the mountain. It's as romantic as it gets. What are you talking about?
Herbie, it screams affair. It screams affair. And it's so messed up because she's married too. Right? Like
She's
she's
married
married
too,
too. With kids.
with
Like, come on,
kids.
man.
So you can't like it. The problem with what they did, and I'm going to use their own quotes. Her quote was she was there with friends. They just so happened to be there and they, spent time together. They just so happened to be in the same spot, the same couples retreat hotel at the same time. Whatever. He said, and I quote, it's laughable that you are even making that assertion. That's the problem. The as crazy as it sounds, the best thing that they could have done is said, "Hey, no comment," because when you give those comments, now people are going to look into it further and say, "Are you actually telling the truth?" Because now we finna do some digging, and people did some digging. They have sources saying not only did they not see them with anybody else that entire weekend, they said they only saw them together, and there is a part at that hotel that has a secluded section that is only for you could only get to that area of the hotel if you have the specific couples room that is designed for two people. So that you could only get to that section that they were seen at, and I don't think they have a picture of it. It's just reported if you had the rooms designed for couples. So you digging a grave that should never have been dug to begin with, because y'all should have never been there together. Like, Mike Vrabel is a multi-time Super Bowl champion. The idea that he thought he was not high profile enough when you were just in the Super Bowl, dog, that you're like, I ain't that famous. Like, I could understand Dianna Russini, which is also stupid, not understanding the level of fame that she has, because it doesn't take in much. Like, this is not the mid 2000s. This is not the 90s. This is not the 80s, where you truly had to be famous to be famous. If you are on TV once, you're famous now.
Yep.
You can garner attention by doing the bare minimum. Somebody might get like $4 taking a picture of me doing something stupid, bruh. You might get $4 out of that. That the bar is so low right now. So they were completely delusional to be out in public. Like, your side bitch supposed to be in a hotel, knock her down, and you take the back door. I do that, and I ain't famous. What are you talking about?
You know, they never heard of the term where there's smoke, there's fire, Herbie. And they left far too much smoke, man. They left far too much smoke, man. And guess what? Everybody's following the trail now. Everybody's
Let
following
me
the trail.
let me get to the homie Sha. So Sha said I can see if she was a Patriots reporter,
Right,
but she's
yeah.
an NFL reporter. I don't believe she is unethical. If she is still a reporter, there are 31 other teams, and she definitely will get the Patriots intel. Here's the difference. It's unethical because when you do that job, it's built in to the contracts to have a certain level of separation with the people. Right now, it is one of those things where people want you to do whatever you got to do to get the news, but they don't really want you to do whatever you got to do to get the news, if that makes sense. Right? Like, and what makes it worse, specifically for Dianna Russini, is twofold. One, she just made it on a personal level. There was rumors that this is how she got down, right? Going back to 2015, there was the Redskins GM at the time, his wife said after she broke a story, his wife went on Twitter and said, and I'm paraphrasing, shout out to my husband's the side piece breaking that story, and tagged her, Dianna Russini.
Spicy.
That was 2015. That was 11 years ago. So you already had a person put her on blast for allegedly snooping around with the husband of a professional, the GM of a professional football team, right? So now people brush it to the side. People respected her enough to say, but that's preposterous. Now people are going back and saying, damn, what if that was true too? How long you actually been doing this? So now you look crazy. And then the worst part about it, because you are a woman, you just made it significantly harder for all female reporters who have been fighting these allegations this entire time. Susie Colbert is looking at you like you're crazy.
Yep.
Jane Slater is looking at you like you're crazy. Laura Rutledge is looking at you like you're crazy. Pam Oliver, the GOAT, is looking at you like you're crazy. Because you just mess it up for every single female reporter who's been fighting. Oh, you are sucking and effing your way to get these scoops. You are only beating the males because you are doing things out of bounds to get these scoops. Every female reporter's job just got harder. Like, we are the most accepting we've ever been when it comes to respecting women in these male-dominated spaces. She just set this shit back 20 years by herself, single-handedly, dog.
Jeez, man, the couples retreat.
Because of a couple. And listen, now let's get to the other side of this, right? The personal side. Because the reason why we like having these conversations is because we like to imbue our personal feelings, and we like to have the real talk around it, right? Because all of these are just avatars to have conversations, the larger societal conversations, right? So, in that regard, the worst part about this, right? Say you her husband, right? And you saw it's Mike Vrabel. There ain't nothing worse than getting cheated on with a dude that you know could whip your ass, bro. Like that really hurt. Let's keep it a bean. I know he's sick. I know he's sick.
You know what makes it worse too? There are plenty of quotes that you could find of Dianna Russini talking about, like, you know, how, oh man, my husband, he's just a regular guy. She never has any pictures with the guy. You know, it's almost like she tried to keep the guy a secret, right? So imagine him and this news is coming out. And worst of all, it's Mike Vrabel. What you gonna do? You gonna step to Mike Vrabel? Regular average Joe? You know what I mean? Like that hurt me. What? Hey, what did Future say? It's an evil world we live in.
Bruh, you can't cheat on the guy and make a public shitstorm with the guy that makes your significant other truly inadequate. Like, he has to size himself up to Mike Vrabel, multi-time Super Bowl champion, head coach, the guy that was in the Super Bowl. Like, come on, bro. You couldn't just go get some bum off the street. You had to choose him.
It's a cold world, my boy.
That's what really makes this crazy, dog. Like this is out of and the worst part about this, her career is done. She's getting investigated by the Athletic. Her contract was up in August anyway. They just said that she's not reporting at all. She's not allowed to report. She's done. She says it's so shameful that I don't even know how you come back from this. Like, the only way that she could come back from this is to just do a full blown MAGA turn, bro. Just go full black MAGA, bro. They accept anybody, bro. Just go MAGA, Dianna. That's your only chance, bro. That's your only chance, dog. There's nowhere to go. The worst thing you can do is be a female homewrecker, bro. Everybody hates you as a woman. That is where the double standards, I will say, are unfair. A guy could be a homewrecker because it's expected. You feel me? Society expects that the men are the ones who initiate cheating when really it's not. It's usually be the hoes. But
that's neither here nor there, though. That's neither here nor there.
But when you are a woman and you're the homewrecker, that is a taboo. That is a scarlet letter. That is a taboo that will follow you for the rest of your life on a public setting, on a public stage. There's only one home record that was allowed to be great, and that's Marilyn Monroe. That's it. That's it. Man. So, go ahead, Rob. What else you got to add to this, bro?
Listen, man. I just want to say that for the average guys out there who see a story like this, kind of like the Steve Smith story, right, that we did just last year. You know, how do you feel when your woman works in the vicinity of men like this, right? Like, it could be, if you have a relatively attractive wife, man, it could be game for anybody, right? Because how many of these things go on? Think about it. How often, like, this is just one story out of millions, right? How often does this happen and it just goes under the rug, right? This is just shedding light on something that we hardly ever get to get any evidence on, right? Somebody took the time to fucking catch these motherfuckers in the act, and it opened up a firestorm, right? And for most guys, they're not going to get lucky enough to find out that their wife went to a couples retreat with an NFL coach or player or an NBA star.
Sickening. The heart, bro. I could feel the heartburn, bro. I feel the heartburn, bro. By secondhand, I could feel the secondhand embarrassment, bro. And I'm in Florida, dog. They live in Jersey, dog. I feel like falling to my knees for him, bro. I could only imagine how he feels. Holy, that chest pain is devastating, dog.
Right now, no.
Yeah, and again, there's gonna be people who's watching this video and be like, "Damn, bro, you ain't got no smoke for Mike Vrabel." What do y'all? He's in the clear. Like, as messed up as it sounds, he's in the clear. Like, what do you? That it's not against the NFL rules.
This is his owner. They found his parties down here.
Hey, Like, what are
Come
you gonna
on.
do? Suspend him? That ain't got nothing to do with the league. Like, what can you really do to Mike Vrabel? You can't do anything other than force him to answer questions about what happened repeatedly. Other than that, what is there really to do? Diana's the story because Diana is the story. Like, that's just the reality of the situation, and it is what it is, man. So, yeah, man. Listen, we needed something to
Great.
spice up this NFL offseason, boy. We needed something, boy. That is spicy. All right, man. So next discussion post. So Rod, I don't know if you were made aware, but it is being reported that our prodigal son, the young one, Travis Hunter, is going to be a full-time cornerback and a part-time wide receiver. And to that, I say, to quote the great philosopher, Young Thug's daughter, we told y'all, we told y'all, we told you,
Right. Follow.
we tried to tell y'all ain't want to listen. Duh.
Like I don't know what they were trying to accomplish, and I'll give you this, Herbie. When we initially talked about this, you liked him more as a corner. I initially liked him more as a receiver, but you were 100% right. I think they first of all, I think they made the right decision. Right, I
Yeah,
think he's better at corner than he is at receiver overall. But like listen, Herbie, it was bound to happen. It was
it was
bound
bound
to
to
happen.
happen. It was so bound to happen. It was the most obvious thing for a variety of reasons, right? Number one, long term health. What do y'all talk? Like he got hurt in college. The number one indicator of you're going to be hurt in the NFL is if you get hurt in college. It's like it's a almost 99% hit rate.
Yep.
People who get hurt in college get hurt in the NFL because if what you did got you hurt against significantly smaller and not as strong and not as fast bodies, now have those same collisions against bigger, faster, and stronger athletes and better defenses. So that was one. Two, I will never forget, and we have the video proof to back it up. The first preseason game that we watched, the first one, I said, "Oh, yeah, he can't do that. There's no way he could play both sides." It took one
Yep.
preseason game, bruh,
Yep.
because when I saw somebody who didn't look different. Not to say he's not a physically talented young man. He obviously is, but he didn't look different. He didn't seem like a different caliber of athlete against the competition that was on the field at the same time. When I saw Odell Beckham Jr. his rookie year, he looked different. He moved different. He had a different je ne sais quoi about him. It was instantaneous. Adrian Peterson was different from day one.
Yep.
There's you just know it. I did not see it. So if he did not look different at wide receiver and he did not look different at cornerback, just because you could do both doesn't really matter because you could only play one at one time. So if you would be an average wide receiver and you would be an average cornerback. It doesn't matter if you could do both. It matters about how you stack up to your competition at the position that you're playing at that given time. And he looked very similar to everybody else. So the fact that they punted on this and was like, "Hey, yeah, bro, we done, bro." Like, yeah, nah, like this, this
You
is
can only do it for
crazy.
so long, Herbie. You can only do it for so long. They knew
You
better.
can only do it for so long. And Albert Breer reported that. There was another reporter from NFL.com who said that's what the plan. Travis responded to the tweet from Albert Breer where he reported it or added context to the conversation that was originally reported as far as him becoming a full-time cornerback, saying, "Oh, that's new." Basically, that's news to me or some whatever
Oh
nonsense.
yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
Dog,
yeah, yeah, yeah. He acted
like, bruh,
surprised.
brother, you're playing cornerback, dog. Like, I'm sorry. Like, maybe they told you and it went in one ear out the other, but they're not making this crap up. Because why would they? Like, there's no reason to lie about this. This is a decision that had to been made by the front office, and whether you believe it or not, that's the reality of the situation. Because no front office would want people to know their plans about a player that they have. What like you would want to keep that stuff to the vest. The fact that they're letting it out, letting the leaker, putting that information out there, saying, "Hey, this is what it is." It was like,
Y'all even got
like
no. You even got to ask questions anymore.
you ain't even gotta ask questions.
He is a corner. That's it. That's it.
And it's just listen, I my whole the entire time when it came to him being a corner versus being a wide receiver, I saw a good wide receiver. I saw a Pro Bowl wide receiver, right at his peak. At corner, there is somebody that could be a Hall of Famer. He could do things. He has these just he is so instinctive when it comes to being able to read and react. He is so instinctive when it comes to jumping routes. He is so instinctive to when it just comes to ball skills. That is his genius. Being able to catch and run and do cool, that's cool, but you don't have the physical, and I mean physical, overwhelming physical traits at wide receiver to justify playing both. You have the rare intangible skill to take the ball from the other team at a cornerback. So that's where you need to be. And you could always get packages because they said he's gonna do packages. You get your little jet sweep, dog. You get your little screen, bro. You get your little slant, bro. Like,
You'll get the
but this
dust tip on.
this is the NFL, man. Like some point, y'all have to respect what the hell the NFL is, bro. All of these dudes get paid to play football, man. I would be offended if some dude think he could be a part-time corner and a part-time wide receiver. I would be offended if I was an NFL, bro. Are you crazy?
And you know what it is too, Herbie? It's the information overload too. Like, imagine how much time the average wide receiver spends studying film, learning their own
Yeah.
formations, all that. Then on the defensive side of the ball, like that's a lot, man. That's a lot. Even
Yeah, that's
for
what some of the things that Akib Talib was saying. It was like there was little things that he was late on just because he didn't see it enough. He was out of sorts with communication. You feel me? It's like these minor details are the difference between a touchdown and a pass deflection. Like the stuff that happens from Monday to Saturday is just as crucial as anything that happens on Sunday, if not more. So if you're not being able to have the ability to be in these spaces as far as gaining as much information, going through the practices for every single set, you're only one person, bro. You can't split yourself apart. You can't make jutsu clones, bro. You're not Naruto, dog. Like it's like you're not
listen,
Naruto,
man,
fam.
Herbie, at the end of the day, it's better to master something than be a jack of all trades and master of nothing.
Absolutely, man. So the reality is eventually going to set in for Travis. I don't think he's ready to give up that because he put so much of that his identity in being able to play both at a high level full time. But the expectations do need to come down, right? Like we have to have a serious conversation. This is the NFL, dog. Like it's no slight against you. I am not advocating for anybody to limit what they think they can do or limit their greatness. But we gotta be serious at some point. We gotta be serious at some point. Like you don't need that much information to say, no, that's what it is. Clearly, the Jaguars didn't need that much information. They were like, nah, yeah, whatever, whatever.
Experiment over.
Hey man, we traded up to get a cornerback, bro. It is what it is. We'll get him next time. We'll get him next time. Any last words that you want to get in, Rod?
Nah, not at all, man. We got it. We got it.
Okay, man. All right, bada bing, bada boom. Moving on. So, like we said at the top of the show, we are doing something as far as in the off season. Me and Rod had a great idea. Let's revisit some iconic Dolphin seasons from the past 25 years. And iconic for a variety of reasons, right? It doesn't mean great, it doesn't mean bad, but just iconic stuff that goes on in Dolphins lore. Because we ain't got that much to look forward to this season, right? So let's get some nostalgia, baby. Let's get some nostalgia. So the first season that we are doing the 2008 retrospective, right? So we're just gonna go ahead and talk about the year in general, things that we remember for that year, things that you might have forgot that came out that year. And then we're gonna go ahead and talk about the 2008 team, starting with the draft and then the season, man. So let's start with the year, man. Rod, 2008, bro. Take me back, man. What do you remember for 2008, bro?
Well, listen, man, 2008 was kind of like an epic year, right?
Yeah, yeah.
When you think of like movies and pop culture and just things that were just going on in the world, right? And, I have a couple things I'm going to throw out there that I'm sure many of you, especially those of you who are around our age and older, you're going to appreciate, right? First and foremost, and this is for my comic book fans, this is actually a twofold one, right?
Yeah, yeah,
We
for
got
sure.
we got two of the greatest comic book movies ever in the same year,
Yep.
right? And that would be one for DC in The Dark Knight, and Iron Man was, that was the beginning of the MCU. And I do want to say this. The Dark Knight, Herbie, has a special place in my heart because I'll never forget. We went with all the homies. Your sister went with us, and we
Hmm.
went to that premiere. And obviously, Heath Ledger, he had lost his life, right, due to things that had happened. So everybody was really anticipating the
Here's
movie.
a little antidote. So I don't know if you remember, it was so packed that they had to make a separate showing because we got there and they were already sold out, and we were
Yeah,
like, no, and it was so much people there that they decided to do a separate showing. So we all, so yeah, bro, it was,
it was
yeah,
like a
I'll never forget that
12:30
night.
showing. It was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
some
yeah, yeah, yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. It was a 12:30 show, and they had to make a separate showing because it was that many people there. So yeah, I'll never forget that. Never forget
Nah, it
that. Go.
was yeah, no, it was an epic moment, man. But it wasn't just it wasn't just movies, right? You also had you had the the Olympics, right? The 2008
The
Olympics,
2000 the Beijing Olympics, the
Beijing
incredible
Olympics.
the incredible Michael Phelps performance, the incredible Usain Bolt performance. The Carter 3 came out in 2008. The Recession came out from Jesus came out in 2008. 808s and Heartbreaks came out in 2008. Like it
Hmm.
was like that is an incredible year if like you actually go back and think about it. That's like one of those life-changing transformative years, like a era defining type of year. Like
I mean, Herbie, there was a recession that year, and ironically enough, the Hunger Games comes out the same year there's a recession.
man, Twilight came out in 2008. Like, bro, foundational pieces of media came out in 2008. Tropic Thunder, Pineapple Express, like 2008 is goaded. Like for
Yeah,
real, like,
let's go there.
like
Let's go there.
these
Let's go
things that we take for granted in hindsight, bro. Like for sure, bro. So, what else did you want to? Was it? Do you anything else you remember? Because you had Facebook. Like it was a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
you had, bro. That was when Facebook really got super popping, right? That's when it became a mainstream, pretty much the first real mainstream social media since MySpace. You also had the Blackberries, bro. Herbie, you used to be one of the Blackberry
I
team
was a black.
Blackberry.
I was Team BlackBerry, Brad. It
You
was you
know,
had Team Razor, you had Team iPhone, you had Team Galaxy. I was Team BlackBerry, bro. To the day it died, man.
imagine this, y'all. Grand Theft Auto 4 came out in '08. We're still waiting on six.
We still waiting
We're
on
still
sixes.
waiting on six.
That's insane. That's outrageous. That's outrageous.
Oh
That's
man, nah,
outrageous, man. So let's get to the Dolphins, man. Let's get to the 2008 Dolphins, man. So like I said, we're gonna go ahead and start our retrospective, and we because of this draft season, let's go ahead and start with the draft, right? So that Miami Dolphins 2008 team. These are the people that they drafted. They drafted Jake Long first overall, with the 32nd pick in the first round. They got Philip. Oh, actually, oh, was it not a first round? Because it says round two with 32. Whatever. Second pick was Philip Merling. Second round, you had Chad Henne. Third round, you had Kendall Langford. Fourth round, you had Sean Murphy. Sixth round, Jalen Parmalee. Sixth round, Donald Thomas. Sixth round, Lex Hilliard. And then the seventh round, the last pick for that year was Lionel Dawson. And I got to say, man, you guys woofed a lot on that 2008 draft, bro.
I mean, Jake
Jesus
Long.
Christ.
After Jake Long, what you got?
Jake Long and Kendall Langford were the only
Kendall
productive
Langford.
players that you had.
Kendall
Like
Langford was productive. Yeah, he was productive. He was
that's
productive.
it. Like your number two, your second pick, number 32 overall. This is what he contributed to you guys, bro. And this is Philip Merlin that we're talking about. Like you can't miss this bad, bro. You cannot miss this bad, bro. For a
Unless
number
you're the Dolphins.
32 overall pick, you only got 3.5 sacks out of this dude, bro, in 6 years of football for the Miami Dolphins. You guys only got three. You got the 3.5 sacks for a first round, basically a first round pick. It was pick number 32. He's the first rounder. You got 3.5 sacks, dog.
Disgusting.
He played in 16 games. 16 games. He only started 2. The guy that you drafted 30 picks after him at the same position in Kendall Langford thoroughly outperformed your number one draft, your second pick. And
100%.
then Chad Henne, I mean, cool, but Sean Murphy, like, you got one good player and one productive player in 2008.
That was it. That was it.
Wow, man. Like,
What an
this
awful
is
draft. My
this is an
God.
awful draft. For 2008 was a bad draft, dog. So, what do you remember? Actually, go ahead and vamp because I got to look up who y'all missed out on, bro. Let me go look at this 2008 class, bro.
Well,
So,
listen, Herbie, the thing about the OA season that really stuck out to me, Herbie, was how the season started as opposed to how it ended up going, right?
right.
Because, coming off of a season where we were literally a Greg Camarillo touchdown in overtime away from being the first 0-16 team. Funny enough, the Lions became the first 0-16 team that same year in '08. But Herbie, like the thing was, we started off that season terrible, right? We lost the first game; it was a close game. The second game, the Cardinals completely bushwhacked us. I remember Herbie because this we were reeling off the '07 season. I think up until that point, the Dolphins had lost their previous 21 of they had lost 21 of 22 games, right? Going into that game against the Patriots, right? And the funny thing about it was, I remember thinking to myself because I couldn't remember the last time we had one in New England. So I was like, oh my God, like we're so bad. I thought we would improve at least a little bit. Ricky's back. Like, nope, didn't mean shit. And then, the Wildcat happened, right? Oh, and you know what? I wanted to do this before I even started talking about them. R.I.P. Tony Sperano, right? R.I.P. Tony Sperano. R.I.P. the fist pump. I remember I used to be really upset with him towards the end of his tenure when he used to fist pump for field goals, but he was a good dude, and he was a part of, he was one of the engineers along with Dan Henning and I forget the name of the quarterbacks coach we had. I think it was David Lee. But those guys, they brought the Wildcat to the Dolphins. And the funny thing was, I was watching a video on it, and it was funny because the defense, when the Dolphins were doing the Wildcat in practice, the defense was just like, oh my God, this is so ass. So Channing Crowder, when they saw that the Dolphins were about to use it in the first game against the Patriots, he's like, oh my God, these motherfuckers about to embarrass us. They about to embarrass themselves, right? The defense didn't even want to look. Lo and behold, the first play was a touchdown, right? Like the Dolphins accrued 118 yards and 4 touchdowns on 6 plays against New England in that first game. And then after that, the floodgates were open, right? We had a tit-tat season. The defense for most of the season played inspired football. And the season ended on a 5-game win streak where, we capped it off winning the division against the Jets who had Brett Favre in the final game. Right? So, that season, granted, the Patriots rematch, they exposed the Wildcat, and the Ravens went on to finish us off in the wild card round. But overall, Herbie, man, the 2000, bro, it was an extremely fun season, man, because, it was fun to see, especially when you consider, and you mentioned it early in the pod, it was one of, if not still, the greatest single season turnaround. We
It's
literally
the,
won.
yeah. Yeah,
You know,
I think it's the record, bro. I think it's the record because
yeah.
the previous record was going 1-15 and 9-7. Y'all shattered that by 2 games.
Yep.
Like to go 11-5 after being 1-15. The thing I remember from that season, obviously, because spoiler alert to the people who might be watching us for the first time, I'm not actually a Dolphins fan. I've become a Dolphins fan because obviously we do this podcast, so I'm much closer to this team than I was, especially than I was in 2008. But again, to an outsider, Wildcat. I remember playing with Wildcat on Madden. I remember everybody getting on Madden doing the Wildcat. I remember just the conversation about how thoroughly you guys dominated the Patriots and how mad Bill Belichick was.
I
Like,
mean, Bill Belichick gave us props. He said we were thoroughly outplayed, we were thoroughly outcoached. Belichick had to say that.
he had to. And he was seething when he said it. Cause it's like, y'all beat my ass with some college football shit. Like Like, I know he was offended that he couldn't stop it. Like,
The crazy thing was though, Herbie, the league, but the NFL always eventually catches up.
yeah, for
But
sure.
the league struggled with the Wildcat. Like pretty much
Yeah.
anybody who saw it the first time, except for the Ravens. The Ravens handled us both times we played them. But anybody else really who saw it like the first time, they struggled for the most part because they were just like, "What?"
Nah,
And we had the right
seriously.
guys to run it, Herbie. Because here's the thing: Ronnie Brown. First of all, Ronnie Brown was looked at as a complete bust up until that season,
Up until
and
that
then
point,
we had
right.
right, and then we got Ricky Williams back because he had left because Ricky just always has shit going on, right? I think he had left because of the weed, if I'm not
Yeah, he
mistaken.
did.
If
He
I'm
did.
not,
He left because of the weed. He retired because of the weed. He
yeah,
retired because at that point he was so far along in the system that they always had to randomly drug test you, right? Because a lot of times when people fail drug tests in the NFL and in sports teams in general, now it's a lot more lax than it is now. But back then, if you failed, you were put in the program. Now it doesn't get out, but you get put in the program. If you get suspended, that means you kept failing tests to the point where they had to suspend you, right?
right,
And he was at a point where even when he wasn't smoking, he just got tested so much that he was like, I'm done, I'm retiring, and it is what it is. And we were super unforgiving to Ricky Williams before that point, right? Like, we didn't know what we know when it comes to weed smoking. It had that taboo around it. It was still considered as the devil's lettuce at that time. When he retired, now it was a little more relaxed in 2008, but it still is way farther than it is now, right? Like, it's
right.
still it at that time. It sounded crazy. Like, people were like, "You chose weed over your football career, dude." The dude really needed it for stress management, dog. And in hindsight, you're like, damn, we was an asshole to Ricky. My bad, Ricky. My bad.
Right, yeah, like he was doing meth.
Like,
Like, what the hell?
he acted like he was doing harm to anybody. Like, he wasn't bothering nobody, bro. So, um, but like you were saying, you had the perfect running back because, like, when I was doing some research on it, that's one of the main things that they were talking about in regards to why it works so well with Ronnie specifically. Because Ronnie has that Le'Veon Bell-esque patient, let something develop, and then hit that hole type
Right.
of running style, which suited very well for the Wildcat in the way that y'all implemented it. So it was just amazing to watch because as an outside fan at the time, I was always watching to see, okay, who's going to stop this nonsense? And for 70% of the season, nobody could stop it.
Right.
Nobody could stop it. And then you had a MVP. I mean, he was finished runner up in MVP. This is a fact. MVP level Chad, that sounds crazy. Chad Pennington, who was able to play off of the Wildcat. So it was just a great offensive year for the Miami Dolphins.
MVP
And
conversation. He had 19 touchdowns and seven
it's 7
picks.
picks.
Imagine 19 touchdowns and you're in the MVP. That was '08 NFL, bro. Imagine a quarterback now with
And that's
19
coming off
touchdowns.
a year where a guy threw 50 touchdowns the year before, bro. Like,
Thank
yeah,
you.
so
Thank you. That
hey
was the other thing
man.
too. That was the year Brady got hurt and he didn't
Yeah.
play.
Yeah,
So
that too. So first game he was out of there. So it was a lot. Like 2008, that whole year. Just I really really enjoyed. I'm gonna enjoy
that
this
was my
series,
first year as an adult outside of high school.
right? Oh, we was lit. We was going
It was
crazy in that.
so, hey
Which
man, hey y'all, listen, Uncle Rod and Herbo, hey, we used to be
we
in the
was
club,
we was
man.
outside.
We were
We was going.
outside.
What you had? That's when you had the Focus. Or you had the Ford. What you had,
I had
bruh?
the Ford Taurus, man.
Yeah,
I
we
had
was
the
going
Ford
crazy in that
Taurus.
Ford
We
Taurus,
used to be in
baby.
all the hood clubs, man. Manifold, Trends, the Armory, you name it.
We was going crazy in that Ford Taurus, man. So just to bring it back to the draft talk, man. These are some of the guys that you guys could have had, bro. Y'all could have had Jordy Nelson. Y'all could have had Deshaun Jackson. Y'all could have had Matt Forte. Y'all could have had Cliff Averill.
People
Like,
thought we were going to draft Matt Ryan.
like you should have. I mean, yeah, everybody thought y'all was going to get Matt Ryan until like the night before. At that time when it was still a secret, you didn't know, right? Like
Right.
you didn't know who was going because people weren't breaking the news. It wasn't all these websites. That's another thing. It wasn't this 100% 24-hour news cycle to where every single day you have every single type of scenario presented to you, so nothing can shock. Nothing can shock you. In 2008, it wasn't a 24-hour news cycle. It wasn't so NFL draft heavy, like 24/7, to where something could surprise you. You could say, "What? The Dolphins are going to take Jake Long over the quarterback?" and be shocked because you didn't know that was even a possibility to when the news broke. And now you're like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." Because that's at the time, and I don't think people remember this. That is at the time where you could sign your contract before you get drafted. That's what happened with Mario Williams in 2006. That's when everybody thought that the Reggie Bush was going to the Houston Texans because they had the number 1 pick. And then I want to say 2 or 3 days before the draft, the news broke that Mario Williams signed with the Houston Texans. So we knew before the draft that he was going to go number 1 because he signed a contract with the Houston Texans. And at that point, we knew that the Saints, who had the number 2 pick, was going to take Reggie Bush. That was shocking. That was shocking because it wasn't a bunch of mock drafts and here and this and YouTube channels all talking about the same thing and having all of these possibilities out there. So draft trades were shocking. Draft decisions were shocking, right? Like that, there was true mystique around the NFL draft because you really didn't know what was going to happen. But yeah, the Dolphins taking the Dolphins taking the fucking lineman instead of the quarterback because Bill Parcells just couldn't get out of his own way.
What a failed experience.
And he couldn't fight his instincts because he couldn't see the future of football, which is obviously you take the quarterback. He just could not fight his instincts. And that having a complete lasting impact on you as a fan, me as an observer, like there's things that you
listen, Herbie, not to cut you off. I'll be honest.
Go ahead. It's your team, bro. Go ahead. Take the floor.
I've never revealed this to anybody, but I'm going to reveal it now. I honestly rooted against Matt Ryan for years because I was so sick. I was so sick of people saying, "Oh, you should have took Matt Ryan. You should have took Matt Ryan." So I was, whenever somebody brought up Matt Ryan, I was quick to shoot it down, Herbie. Did you see this guy? 28-3. Like, Herbie. Like, hey, Matt Ryan, I'm sorry, bro. I never meant to hate you, man. I was just tired of the outside noise, man. Oh, man. It feels good to get it off my chest, you know.
Oh, bro, get it off your chest, man. This is a safe space, man. That's what we're here for, man. We got the homies in the chat, man. People in the chat, man. Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to the chat. All right, man. So, all right, man. I'm like, hey, bro, great retrospective, bro. I think it's a great idea, bro. We'll figure out what they're going to be the next season that we do, man. Any last words before we get up out of here, bro?
Listen, man. Thank you to everybody who always tunes in, man.
Absolutely.
Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Man, thank y'all for tuning in, man. We will see y'all next week, man. And hopefully there's more news to talk about. But, boy, NFL getting spicy, baby. NFL getting spicy. But with that, we'll see y'all next time. Deuces.